So I was talking to a friend today who's trying to quit smoking, and he made some really good points about why it's so hard beyond the nicotine itself. And one of those points was that there's so many things in his life that he does that he associates with smoking. Having his breakfast in the morning, socializing with friends. And we got talking about the case study I posted tonight in the New England Journal of Medicine, where a 17-year-old unfortunately had an e-cigarette explode in their mouth. And we were talking about the link between e-cigarette use in teenagers and becoming a smoker later in life, and why that's the case. Now, one of the things, of course, is the nicotine content of the liquid in the e-cigarettes. We think that's one of the reasons, of course. But it's more complex than that. There's multiple psychosocial reasons why people transition from e-cigarettes to cigarettes later in life. And one of them, my friend said, it made sense. It's that if you're younger and you're smoking e-cigarettes out in front of the high school or at parties with friends, you start to develop a link, a subconscious association between that e-cigarette and certain activities in your life. And not surprisingly, probably for many people, when they're old enough, through age and money to afford it, to become a smoker, which is arguably more expensive, they transition and they take up cigarettes because of that association of the behavior of consuming the e-cigarette around friends, with meals, and now you're doing it with cigarettes. Now, nicotine, of course, we know is incredibly addictive, and it's in the e-cigarettes that teenagers are using. But my friend made good points. There's multiple other reasons, some of them being linked to the behaviors we associate with the e-cigarettes. Now, I know a lot of you watching, looking at my demographics, are the age to be parents and probably have some kids that are older in their early and mid-teens. So it's something to think about. In older adults who are smokers, there is some evidence to suggest that e-cigarettes may potentially help people cut down on smoking. But in children, in teenagers, there's growing evidence that it may be a gateway, a link to help teenagers become smokers later in life. Now, the case study I posted tonight, it's a case study, of course, and we have to take that with a grain of salt. And it's an extreme version of the complications of e-cigarettes, which of course is having one explode in your mouth. But taking a step back and looking at the larger body of evidence, there is a link, there is an association that's becoming stronger between e-cigarette use in teenagers and becoming a smoker later in life of real cigarettes. And of course, we know the risks that come along with those. So if you're a parent and you're watching this, or you're a teenager watching this, just remember that our social decisions normally come with some element of risk, and we all have different levels of tolerance with regards to how much risk we're willing to take. And even starting to use e-cigarettes early in life, we're reminded with growing evidence, it does come with some risk. We'll see you next time.